Okay, we're going to draw a one-point perspective drawing of 4 buildings from above, which is called bird's eye view. You're going to measure your paper and you're going to find the center, which is 6 inches this way. So I'm going to mark it at the top and I'm going to mark it at the bottom, 6 inches across, and just make a little dot. And then I connect those 2 dots. Okay, that's the center line at 6 inches. Then I'm going to measure it the other way. So 4.5 this way, because it's 9 inches across. So 4.5 and 4.5, and connect the dots. Okay, now I've divided the paper into 4 equal quadrants. Okay, the next step would be to create the street. So if I put this down where it comes up to 6 inches, I'm going to put that 6 right in the middle, and I'm going to 1/2 inch away from it on either side. So a 1/2 inch to the left and a 1/2 inch to the right. And I'll do the same thing at the bottom. 1/2 inch and 1/2 inch. So that way when I connect those 2 dots, I will have a 1/2 inch to the right of it and a line a 1/2 inch to the left. And that'll be our street. I'm going to do the same thing on this side. So it lines up at 4.5, so I'm going to put a line at 5 and a line at 4, 1/2 inch on the other side. And the birds are chirping. Okay, connect the dots. Now I don't need to draw through my street, so just kind of skip that because I'm going to erase that in a minute anyway. Okay, boom, and boom. Okay, now I can get rid of these inside street lines. So I've got a next step is to draw boxes in each of the quadrants, and I want to try and keep them fairly square and at least an inch away, or a ruler's width away from the center. So that's probably okay. I want it closer to the outside of the paper than the inside. Okay, that one's a little crooked, but it'll work. Okay, I put one down here, and I'm just kind of eyeballing it. This one will be a different shape. Notice it's leave the ruler's length away from the edge, or from the street. It can be close to the edge if you want, but just not close to the center. Okay, and I'm going to pause so I can get those other 2. And we're back. So now I've got my 4 boxes, 1 in each quadrant, at least a ruler's width away from the street. And I'm going to draw a line from the closest corner toward the vanishing point, just lightly. Okay, so that's going toward the vanishing point. I'm going to do that on all 4. Okay, now I might go to the corner of the quadrant, but that's not important. What's important is that it goes to the vanishing point. Okay, and I'm actually making these a little too dark. These should be light lines, because you're going to erase a big chunk of it. Okay, so I've got 4 lines going from the closest corner of each box to the vanishing point. Next step is to go to the outside corners of those things and do the same thing. Back to the vanishing, always back to the vanishing point. Boom. Alright, I'm going to do the same with these. Try and speed up a little bit because this video is going to get really long. Got them going. Boom. One more. Vanishing point. Vanishing point. And the next step is I'm going to find the side that is closest to the box. Okay, that's 1 1/4 inches. That's 2.5, so obviously this one's closer. I'm going to go up from the street and put a little dot at 1/2 inch on both sides. So you can see that it's evenly about 1/2 inch from the street. I just need a line on the bottom corner of that building. Okay, so that's the ground floor since this is bird's eye view. I turn the page, line up the ruler with that corner. I kind of use street as a guide, see if it's about even, and draw a line straight up. Okay, notice how those two lines are parallel. Same with the street, it's parallel. So it should be straight up and down. What you don't want to see is, okay, I got a line there and a line there, and yeah, that looks like some Willy Wonka looking stuff. That's not what you want. So just in case you weren't following what I just did, I'm going to go up 1 inch, make a dot, 1/2 inch, make a dot. Okay, so basically I just did another line next to the street. See if you can see it. Okay, line those two up and put in my line at the bottom of the building. Okay. Turn the page, line up that corner with the street. Boom. Okay. Now the step would be to get rid of this extra crap in here, because we need that. And there you've got your building. Okay, same thing on the bottom. Get rid of those extras. Got it. Alright, so I skipped ahead. I don't know what happened there. My eraser had some pen on it or something, and it kind of ruined my drawing. So maybe I'll have to put a bush there or something to hide it. It's kind of like that old painter from the 70s, Bob Ross. We're just turning it into happy trees or something. Alright, so the next step is once you've got your buildings, we're going to put a ledge along the inside of each building's roof. You want to try and get it so that it's straight, so that it doesn't look all goofy and like something out of a Tim Burton movie. So that all the edges look right. And I'm just kind of quickly doing it. You're going to do that to all four. And boom, now they're all there. Alright, next step. When I've got all four of the roof ledges going on, I'm going to go to the top building and I'm going to add another couple of lines inside the ones I just did. But only on the edges that are closest to the outside of the page. So I'm not going to put them on these sides, just the outside edges. Because then it looks like you can see the inside of that wall. Now you wouldn't be able to see it on this side because you can see the outside of the building, but on this side you would see that wall. So same thing down here. Sorry the screen's so bright. It's because I'm so dark. Yes, that's a joke. Okay, on the outside edge, same thing here. This building is crooked. It's got a little Willy Wonka vibe going. Not good. But that's alright. We'll just say I hired the contractors that work for Trump. They made a crooked thing because they weren't getting paid. That's the Trump Tower. Alright, so you've got your ledges on the top of the buildings. And that's where I'm going to stop this part 1.